Hello everybody, the topic I am going to explain you now is calculation of inflation, rate of inflation. And after the completion of this video lecture, you will be able to know how to calculate rate of inflation through simple index method and how to calculate inflation through weighted index method. Before moving forward, I would suggest to note these references for best practice and exam preparation. Now coming to the two methods that are used to calculate rate of inflation, and those include simple index method and number two is weighted index method. Simple index method. Through simple index method, we are provided with only information of 2 years prices. For example, we have 2 years. Year 1, let's say it's 2018, and in 2018 journal price level was, let's say, 100, and in year 2, that is second year, let's say it's 2019, and general price level is, let's say, now 120. So this year 1 is technically known as base year. Base year means previous year, and this is known as current year. So we have simple formula CPI. We find CPI, consumer price index, using formula PN over P naught into 100. PN stands for current year price and P naught stands for base year price. So we have current year price 120, base year price 100, and multiply by 100 will give us 120. So CPI, consumer price index, is 120, and to find out rate of inflation, inflation rate is equal to CPI minus 100. So we have CPI 120, base year is always taken as 100, so 120 minus 100 will give us 20%. So it's really simple to find inflation rate through simple index method. In weighted index method, you are given multiple products or commodities, and weight of each product is separately given, and weight shows basically expenditure pattern of consumers. Commodities, then weight, then index of each product, then we multiply weights and index. This is weight and this is index. If we multiply these, we will get weighted index. For example, we have 3 products. One is food, and number 2 is accommodation, and number 3 is, let's say, transport. An average person who earns, let's say, $10 spends, for example, weight of food is 2, accommodation is 3, and transport is 5. So sum of weights will be summation W, or sum of weights will be equal to 10. If it shows that if a person who earns $10 income spends $2 on food, $3 on accommodation, and $5 on transport. Now if we are also provided with the index of each product, let's say basic index is always, base index is always 100. Let's suppose the index of food is now 110, mean 10% increase. There is 10% increase in price of food, and index of accommodation is 120, and index of transport is, let's say, 100. So what does this index show? This shows that food prices have on average increased by 10%, and accommodation prices have increased by 20%, and transport prices are constant. Now we will multiply weight and index to get weighted index. So 2 into 110, 220, 3 into 120, 360, and 5 into 100, 500. Now we will find sum of weighted index, which is equal to 1080. We will add these values. Now to find out consumer price index, CPI, we will use formula summation WI over summation W, and summation WI is 1080 and summation W is 10, and we will get answer 108. So inflation rate will be equal to inflation rate. We will use the same formula, CPI minus 100 of base year, then 108 is CPI and minus 100, then we will get 8%. So 8% will be the rate of inflation.